Do you love your family? Of course you do. But I bet there are aspects of family life that frustrate you and make it feel like hard work. Moments when your kids still haven't cleared up despite you asking them 5 times already. Moments where dinner and bath time take forever and then you realize that they still have homework. You find yourself wishing that it was bedtime already because they just won't stop arguing or answering back. You try to spend time together on the weekends, but something always gets in the way. Sound familiar? As mums, our families are our top priority. There is nothing we want more than for our family to be happy and to spend quality time with them, but it can be hard. Life is just so busy, and there is always something that needs doing, something else that needs our attention. So, how do we find the balance? How do we make life less stressful and more enjoyable? How do we switch things up so that we can spend more quality time together? And how do we live a happier family life? Here are a few ways you can take back control and start living a happier family life right now. Hey there, I'm Sarah Dew, a master life coach, founder of A Simple and Contented Life, and your mentor for making a change for the better. For the very best tips and advice on stepping out of a life on autopilot and into on a purpose so that you can become your best self and live your best life, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so that you can keep up to date with all of my latest videos. The first step for leading a happier family life is to appreciate the family life that you already have. Whatever your family situation might be, whatever family life looks like to you, start with appreciating the family life that you already have. It matters not whether you are a single mum or whether you are married. It doesn't matter whether your children are all your own, or maybe you've remarried and you have stepchildren too. They could be toddlers or teenagers. They could be toddlers and teenagers. Maybe you only see them on the weekend. The thing is, no two families are the same and everyone's family is different. Certainly the case for us, I've had a mix of all of those things. I became a stepmom when my stepson was 5 years old, and he is now 22. I am also a mum to a 10-year-old boy called Harrison, and there was a time where both of them, one was a toddler and one was a teenager. And there was a time where we would only see my eldest on the weekends before he came and lived with us 5 years ago full time. So it doesn't matter what your family situation might be. It is possible to be so thankful for the family life that you already have. If we're really honest, family life is often far from perfect. There will be times where the kids fight and times where they just don't do as they're told. That's just how it is. You cannot all live under the same roof and expect to get on 24/7. That is just not possible. But as frustrating as those times might be, the giggles, the smiles, the hugs, the times where they tell you that they love you make it all worthwhile. And whilst they might not always show it, you are their world. They love you unconditionally, and in their eyes, you are perfect. So, whatever your situation, whatever shape or form it takes for you, pause to appreciate the family life that you already have. The second way to lead a happier family life is to use routines that make life easier. Life never stops. There are always a million and one things that need doing. Mornings are taken up with getting ready for school, and cooking and cleaning gets in the way of playtime. Weekends are taken up with jobs around the house. So, how do you get things done and still find time for one another? By using routines. Routines make life easier. They make the jobs we have to do become a habit and work on autopilot so that they take up less time in our thoughts. They make the house stay cleaner and tidier and run smoother, and they give us more time to spend with one another. So, what routines do you already have? Are they working for you? Is it time to give them a review? Could you do things and make them run a lot smoother? And what other routines could you create to help you make life easier to manage so that you have more time together? If you don't have them already, some great routines to try are the school morning routine, the housework routine, having an evening routine, a bedtime routine, and a Sunday planning routine. Knowing what you need to do to get everybody out of the door to school in the morning and having it all ready to go can save you so much time, stress, and hassle. Same for having a housework routine. If you clean certain areas of the house on certain days, you know what it is that you need to do when, and you spend less time thinking about it. You also feel less frustrated because you know on Wednesday that's the day you're going to do whatever it might be. Having an evening routine and having everybody chip in and help clean up before you think about doing anything for the evening as well will help you to know that the house is set and straight and sorted, so that you have time together and you can actually sit down and have time for yourself in the evenings. Again, a bedtime routine, if you do the same thing every single day, the kids will get used to that and they will know that at a certain time is when they go brush their teeth, then it's story time, jammy time, etc. Having that routine and putting that on autopilot will make life easier because they learn what they need to do too, so that you're not constantly having to nag them. Sure, it might still take them a while to get changed, but they'll know that that's the time to do it. And then the Sunday planning routine is key for me. I every Sunday will sit down and I will look at my diary. I'll plan my meals for the week. I'll write out my shopping list and I'll check in and on the calendar to see what else I need to think about for the coming days ahead. So comment below this video, what are you most thankful for about the family life that you already have right now? And what routines could you create to make life easier? Let me know in the comments. Step 3 is to make spending time together a priority. We may feel like there is never time to do anything, but we all have the same 24 hours. Whether you work full-time, you work shifts, or you're a stay-at-home mum, or you run your own business, I guarantee you that there are pockets of time that you can use to carve out and spend more time together. Look at everything you do and how you do it. Are there any little pockets where you can claw back some time? Think about the things that you like doing together and make the effort to do them more often. It's all about being more intentional about how you spend your time and the things that you do together. So if you are struggling to find time to do things together, here are a few things that we do that have helped us carve out extra time. Getting up earlier so that we have breakfast together every day. Taking 5-minute breaks between housework, cooking and cleaning to play together. This one is especially useful if your kids are a lot younger and they can't play for such a greater length of time as they do when they get older. Setting them off to do things for 5 or so minutes while you whiz the hoover around one room and then spend a few minutes playing with them and then going off and doing something else again makes it a lot easier to just keep going and get things done. Make it all hands on deck after dinner so that your kitchen is clean and tidy, so that you can sit down and enjoy the evening without worrying about the massive pile of dishes that are in the sink. Limit screen time and use the time to do something together instead. Instead of giving them a couple of hours on PlayStation or Xbox after school, give them an hour and then spend the other hour doing something with them. Make Friday or Saturday night together as family nights. We do that every week. Friday night is family night. We will cook something nice together and we will watch a family movie. One of the favorite things that I used to do with my youngest when he was a lot younger, because he's 10 now, but when he was 3, 4, and the age of times for cartoons was on Saturday morning, I would get up that little bit earlier. I'd leave my husband in bed. He got to have a lay-in because he works long hours during the week. And I got quality time with Harrison and we would sit and watch an hour of cartoons together in our pajamas before doing anything else. And it was a great way to spend some time bonding, have a snuggle and watch and just giggle watching cartoons together. Encourage your kids to help out in the kitchen, because then not only are they learning how to cook and what goes into making meals when they sit down at the dinner table, you actually have time together and there is no distractions like TV and other screens. You're actually there working together in the kitchen and you can chat and actually have a conversation with one another. Let them help you out around the home. Sure, it might take a little bit longer to put the laundry away, but aside of them also learning how to put things away and how to fold their clothes and everything else, they're helping you out and you are spending time with them and they are learning valuable things from you. And then be mindful of how you use your time on the weekends. We tend to break our weekends up so that we spend one day getting anything done around the house that needs doing, whether it is DIY or tidying, cleaning, jobs, repairs, things like that. And then the other day we will spend as a family day and we will use that day to do things together, whether we go out or we stay in or we're in the garden. That is the day that is family day, and we tend to do that by looking at what the weather forecast is, and if the weather is rubbish on one day, that is the DIY at home day, and if the weather is nicer on the other day, well, that's the day we spend as family time. It all comes down to being intentional about how you spend your time and what you are doing with that time. So take a look at how you're spending your time and think about where you can claw back pockets of extra time and then what you can do with that. So the final step to leading a happier family life is to let the little things go. Now, I'm not going to lie, this one has been the toughest of all for me. Accepting that my house doesn't need to be 100% clean and tidy all the time is definitely been a work in progress. Previously, everything had to be perfect before I would leave the house. The washing had to be done. There had to be a load of washing in the machine. I would even spend ages straightening all the cushions on the sofa, and it would just, because they had to be straight, and it would drive my husband nuts. But over time, I have learned that actually, if we are going to have a happier family life and if we are going to have more time to do things, sometimes you have to let the little things go. Learning to let the little things go can be hard, but if you want to carve out more time with your family and you want life to be less stressful, this one is a must. Now, I'm not saying that you should forgo all housework, but it is okay to leave the vacuum in until tomorrow. If you had a choice between ironing or playing with your kids, what do you think your kids would choose? It's all about finding balance and prioritizing what really matters, because all of that housework is still going to be there tomorrow. But if the kids are at nursery or school tomorrow and they're at home with you right now, then it's okay to leave that be just for a few hours or until the following day, just so that you can have that quality time with them. It's all about creating that balance and making a priority what really matters right now, instead of worrying about whether your cushions are straight on the sofa before you leave the house. Your kids really don't care if the ironing basket is overflowing. They just want your attention. So follow their lead. Let the little things go and be more present. Trust me when I say that if I can do this one, then you can too. There you have it. 4 ways to start living a happier family life right now. If you want to carve out more time together and make family life less stressful and more enjoyable, appreciate the family life that you already have. Use routines to make life easier to manage and make spending time together a priority. And finally, let the little things go. Which are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments. And if this video has inspired you to take action and start making a change for the better right away, go grab yourself a copy of my ebook, How to Create a Family Life You Love. Not only is it packed full of practical tips and strategies that will help you to make life less stressful and more enjoyable, but it comes with a free workbook to help you put all of the tips into practice too. You'll find all of the details and the link to go get yourself a copy below this video. And if you'd like support from other women who, just like you, are working to become their best selves and live their best lives, come and join the A Simple and Contented Life Facebook group. You'll find the link to join below this video too, and I will see you next time.